morning everyone from Art of Motorcycles, and today we are in Coimbatore, and hopefully you guys would have guessed it right why we are in Coimbatore. So we are here with the Continental GT Cup by Royal Enfield. So we'll be experiencing the track experience over here. So there are 18 more participants in which even I'll be riding with the racers on the track for the very first time with Continental GT 650. So day one we have the qualifying round in which I'll be racing the GT 650R. So let's see what happens and how it goes. It's more of the fun riding a Continental GT on the track, because that is my first time experience riding Royal Enfield for this long on off-road and also on the tracks. It's a complete different experience to ride on track. So let's see how it is going to happen. Today we are leaving to the Curry Super Track, so there we'll be experiencing the GT 650 on the track. So it will be a qualifying round today, so let's see how it goes. And also riding Royal Enfield 650 on the track is not that easy nor that difficult as well, because bike with minimum modification we can ride on the track. That's how it has been done up now. And my experience on the track would be very first time. I don't know how it is going to happen, but still I'll be riding the GT 650 different mode, because this is an experience which I have to share with you guys, and that is where I come from, and I'm seriously very much curious to ride it on the track, believe me. So this is my experience after riding on the track. So it's completely a different experience to tell. Much exciting, yet more beautiful. So this was the first time where I entered the track, where I saw like more than 18 competitors and the participants who have done nationals, and they have been riding from a week so here after the qualification. After qualified into the main race, we got the bike scrutinized and got my FMSAI license done to ride on the racetrack. So my racetrack was not on the media class, it was a wildcard entry to ride with the racers who have been selected to ride in GT 650 Cup in all the rounds. After getting my FMSAI license, I got the bike scrutinized with the FMSAI officials, and it was all done. Then I had to ride on the track to get qualified, and I did so. And just imagine how was my experience riding on off-road always, and the corners and the turns, how you take in off-road, it's completely different how you take it on the track. So I did clock 1 minute 24 seconds timing, which was really very appreciative and really very happy for myself. There were so many racers who were appreciating the timings, and even I was very much overwhelmed to share that experience, because I did 1.24, and let's see what happens on the race day, how my experience goes. We have here Mr. Aspi sir, who is a legendary racer from the olden days, and I was really very happy to know about your racing stories last night in the ballroom. And today I just want to ask how it all started being in the Royal Enfield on the racing, sir, retro racing.
See, when I rode the bike for the first time in California, when we were invited for the first ride, that very day I thought that it was a lovely platform to go retro racing. And I spoke to Siddharth Lal, and Siddharth bought the idea but was not totally convinced. And in 2019, Siddharth Lal, Freddie Spencer and myself did the lap of the Aloman TT. Wow. And at the end of the lap, we stopped at a famous pub, the Craigna Bar, and we're having coffee, and that's where Freddie also endorsed what I had said, that it's a beautiful platform to go racing. So he said okay, and Siddharth was convinced then. And from there, it all started, and today the bikes are here.
Amazing. Other thing is like about the slight modifications on a stock Continental GT 650. So there is no much of the mods. So here we have done a lot of like development on taking it on track. So what are the basic modifications have been on from the stock to these bikes?
See, the thing is, we have retained the engine chassis totally stock.
Stock.
Nothing has been touched. Exhaust systems are designed by me to a tuned length. They are giving 12% more power.
Wow.
Then front suspension has been reworked on. The valve with the front spring preload adjusters, so that stiffens your front end. Rear shock absorbers we've got special from Gabriel. It's slightly longer and stiffer. So that's your basic setup. And we've got race clip-ons, rear set footrest. In the footrest we use standard, but we may change to a different setup for the next one.
So that's something amazing to know, that because of a lot of people here would have owning an GT 650 but never tried on track. So there's a very good opportunity to meet Sir also here, so that he can give his lot of experience on the track, and you can turn your stock GT 650 into the cafe racer for the track. Thank you so much, sir, for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So today it's day 3 of the race, one day. So we'll be riding on the track with all the racers because the timing was good and the FMSCI officials have given me the grid. So I'm very much excited to ride today on the track, and let's see how it goes. So after the race, I'm feeling so excited because the way the bike is getting handled with those tires and that suspension, details which you have known already on the technical specification, I seriously loved my every bit of the corner. The experience was very good with the Royal Enfield GT Cup, as the bikes are meant to be on track. The same bike which normally we use it on the road with basic modifications, the way it is getting handled up on the track, it is marvelous, and I feel so good to be part of Royal Enfield and also to ride this motorcycle on the track, because that vibe of Royal Enfield, you feel it on the track, because this is not like how it is going to happen on the different motorcycle. This is on the retro racing. Just imagine from where the derivation which comes from the older motorcycles, and again riding in Royal Enfield on track, the experience was superb, and I seriously love Royal Enfield. So today we are on the final day of the race 2, and we'll be competing in race 2, and we had the rider briefing as well as a lot of rules which I was not aware. I got to know, and it is so nice to know about the flags. Like if you have a red flag, then you have to stop. On this track, once a red flag is shown, then you have to just complete that loop and be back to your pit. And if you have an yellow flag, then that means there is some accident or some bike stopped. If there is double yellow flag shown, that means there is some serious accident or something very serious which is going on. So the double yellow flag shows even if you're overtaking someone, you should leave them to pass. So this is what the information in the rider briefing they did, and it was so good to know about all these rules. So you might be knowing about the green flag and the checkered flag finally, so I'm not telling that. So being on the grid, like we have to wait for like 5 minutes, then finally a green light signal which opens, and then you have to boom to your corner. So my experience being on the grid for the very first time, it was such an amazing, like the heart was pumping, and my excitement to ride with these races and riding this Royal Enfield, it was a whole lot of like different experience, which I'm loving it. And what do you say about the experience is like I was just enjoying my ride on the track, and it was a very good experience of learning and as well as like developing yourself better. And I feel so good, I cannot explain, to be back on the racetrack and riding. It was a complete different experience where my adrenaline rush and also the kind of like the team efforts which goes behind the technical team, the team which helps you get things sorted, again back to the racing. I felt so good, and it was like nostalgia feeling, and I feel so good riding this Royal Enfield. I cannot express through my words, because I have always been seeing on a different platforms and a very different lighter note motorcycles which are going on the on track. So this bike is heavy and the suspensions have been stiffened up, and my experience was amazing. Thank you Royal Enfield for providing me this opportunity to ride, coming into the wildcard entry and ride and race with the races. So I seriously am loving every bit of it. Thank you so much. So now Royal Enfield coming with Royal Enfield Motorsports, this is a very good platform even for individuals as an owner of like GT650 or an Interceptor 650, because I felt so good where once you apply for the online, there were like more than 400 applicants in this special category of GT650 Cup, and it consists of like 4 rounds. So you have around like 3 rounds in Curry Speedway, and the last round will be in the Buth circuit in Delhi. So the bike is provided by Royal Enfield, the fuel and whatever the technical specifications, and any crashes happen, again to get back, everything is provided by Royal Enfield. You have to just pay your entry and just like start riding. And there were like more than 400 applicants, in which there was a shortlisting done, and finally the 18 racers who were racing and qualified, and I'm among of them, where I was racing with the racers who were qualified. It's a very good platform where you can showcase your skills and where you can experience this thrill of racing. And this is my request, like if anyone wants to come and join, you can check it out on Royal Enfield website whenever they are again planning for the GT Cup. So you can also race and have this experience what I have gone through. You will love yourself and you will feel so good about yourself after riding on the track. Seriously, to know this more, you have to come and ride, and that's how you can believe what my excitement is and how you feel about your own motorcycle, the same motorcycle which you are riding on the on-road. So when you take it on the track with the simple modifications, how different your ability and your like physical and mental strength is gauged on the race. So you can also enroll and participate in the coming years. I hope Royal Enfield opens up more and give more opportunity for the people who wants to come and race. Thank you so much everyone for showing your love and support here. I hope you have liked this vlog, and do like, subscribe and share. Signing off from Coimbatore. See you guys soon, and thank you so much for Dijo, who is holding the camera, who has made all this content by himself, because I'm a very new for all these things. And thank you for your support for Art of Motorcycles.